So let's go to the screen share and check out the PCL5. And again, very easy questions, um, but they may be hard depending on what you're dealing with. The questions enough are simple; they seem stupid to me, and let's just hop into it. So this is what it looks like. National Center for PTSD checklist for DSM-5, PCL5. Just Google it. I could put a link to this one. This is a fillable form. You can fill it out electronically. They might have you do it handwritten or whatever. But basically, you have a series of questions. I believe, let's see how many we got 20 in this particular one. And again, it might not be the PCL5, it might be some other kind of thing like this, or they may come at you with some other version of this, but they're trying to figure out where you are mental health wise. Not at all, it doesn't bother you. A little bit, moderately, quite a bit, extremely. Repeated disturbing and unwanted memories of the stressful experience. I'm actually at the quite a bit mode now. So I would check. Oh wow, can I check? I got this. Darn. Let me get this screen out of the way. I can't see what I'm clicking on here. Oh no, moving things around. Yikes. Sorry. All right. Well, we can still see it. So for you, it might be extremely, but if you have blocked it out all the way, and blocked out and put it in your skeleton closet, then you're not going to have any feelings because you've gotten very good at suppressing it. So I've gone the other way, talked about it a lot, and now I fall in the quite a bit category instead of extremely. But it varies. It's a moving target. Your mental health is a moving target depending on a lot of factors like, what kind of mood did you wake up in? What kind of pressure is being put on you? This is real life, right? Shit happens. Divorces happen, car accidents happen, no money happens, all sorts of stuff, death in the family, all that stuff's happening as well. So it's going to affect the way you would answer one of these. But answer it the best you can at the time. Repeated disturbing dreams of the stressful experience. On this one, I would say moderately because I take trazodone and Xanax, and it knocks me out. And I don't remember dreams. And I think where that comes from for me is I had a lot of nightmares, and I learned how to block those out. When you're talking about, things to work on for yourself, I'm not necessarily super interested in finding out why I block out stuff and I don't remember any of my dreams and nightmares. But I have a feeling, and I've been told that I do that on purpose. But there's a lot of things to work on. I need to get a social life, not worrying about my dreams and my nightmares. The next one here is suddenly feeling or acting as if the stressful experience were actually happening again. So when you're a combat veteran, stressed out, you fear for your life in any PTSD situation. It's just on you. It's just the hypervigilance stuff, the cameras outside, having your gun close by, not being around people. So it's not suddenly feeling or acting. It's kind of all the time. So I'm always watching everything. So I would say quite a bit for this one. Next one, feeling very upset when something reminded you of this stressful experience. Quite a bit. And again, I do avoidance things. I don't talk to people. I sit here on my little farm ranch in Idaho and isolate myself. When I walk outside, I don't see anything except for peaceful stuff in a potato field. So I don't get reminded of stuff like this a lot. But again, I go out of my way to make sure I'm not reminded by it. Having strong physical reactions when something reminded you of the stressful experience. I get panic attacks. So they do show up, and for me they show up in panic attacks. You want to be able to talk about that stuff. Sweating hands, beating heart, that kind of stuff, right? Avoiding memories, thoughts, or feelings related to the stressful experience. That's 100% for me. I avoid everything pretty much. avoiding external reminders of the stressful experience. So you see where we're going with this stuff? Be honest with it. If it doesn't bother you, then put zero. If it does bother you, put a little bit. If it's moderately, define moderately. The higher up you go on the scale, the more severe your symptoms are, and this directly goes to how you're going to be treated for it, and also how you're going to be rated for it if you file a VA claim. Troubling remember important parts. I have trouble remembering everything, short and long-term memory loss. Blaming yourself or someone for the stressful experience. I mean, who am I going to blame? I got to blame it on somebody. So, of course, I blame it on myself. I blame myself for signing up and, getting sent into Desert Storm. I mean, I guess I could blame the military. Maybe that's better, but that's just what I do. Another example. Feeling distant or cut off from people. You guys can read, so I don't want to bore you and read every single one of these things. you know, uh, Feeling distance or cut off from people. Yeah, and I'm happy that I'm distant and cut off from people. So that's a layer deeper. So if that's where you're at, you're a severe category or whatever this extremely category, right? Loss of interest in activities that you used to enjoy. Yes, but I'm adapting to other interests, like not being around people, hanging out in my bunker. But I am starting to come out of the house a little bit, but I don't leave my property. Um, whatever that is, I guess I'm getting some new hobbies, but they're not like, oh, I used to like doing this, that, and the other thing, this social thing and that social thing, and now I've replaced it with other ones. It's not like that. Irritable behavior, angry outbursts, acting aggressively. I avoid putting myself in those kinds of situations. I go to stores when nobody's there. I go to Walmart at 7:01. I'm on the road when nobody's on the road. I live out in the country where nobody's on the road. So I do a lot of things to avoid these kinds of situations. You might not be able to, but if you're in this category, you need to be able to talk about your irritable behavior, outbursts, and stuff like that. Being super alert, hypervigilance, watchful or on guard. Yeah, that's a big four for me. I mean, who sits around in a basement with two defensive fighting positions with a backup fighting position outside if for some reason I have to abort the basement with cameras all over the place? I'm learning that a lot of you guys do the same stuff too. To me, it's normal. Feeling jumpy or easily startled. Again, I don't really do this one because I stay away from those situations. Clyde, Clyde's over there, he's got his ears on. I got the cameras on. So I try to keep myself from getting in positions like this. Having difficulty concentrating. I ramble all over the place. I can't concentrate on shit. And I have ADD. Trouble falling or staying asleep. Yeah, even with the trazodone and the anxiety meds, whatever they are, Xanax. Um, when I do sleep, and I did this in a sleep study, get a sleep study if you can, or just get one, make it happen. I found out that in my sleep study, I was only in REM 1 and 2 sleep. So, like 3 is like starting to get better, and REM 4 is actual sleep where your body rejuvenates itself. So, no wonder I'm tired all the time. Granted, it was a sleep study and I had all this shit hooked up all over me. But that makes sense. I have trouble falling asleep, staying asleep, and getting into a deep enough sleep where I'm actually getting some rest.